Turn it up nice and loud. Open your windows and annoy the neighbours. This is The Rock Show.
Cobra and the Lotus there with Welcome to My Funeral. They've been in the UK recently, but I failed to see them, so apologies for that. But great to hear brand new music from the ladies and the gentlemen of Cobra and the Lotus. Right, our first guest up is going to be Nick Williams from this band, Prong Paw. Here's a track from those guys. It's called To Feed. We'll be chatting with Nick right after this. That was a band called Prong Paw. You'll have heard of them on The Rock Show previously, but probably wondered what they're all about. Well, I'm very happy to say that I've got on the phones with me frontman, vocalist, guitarist, you name it. He does it all for the band. Well, as well as the other guys, of course. It's Nick Williams from Prong Paw. Thanks, man, for joining us. How are you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, man. It's been ages trying to get this sorted. Thank you very much for taking the call and coming onto The Rock Show. It's taken a while, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Yeah, big thanks to Aaron Gravitt for getting this sorted and getting us all hooked up and all the rest of that. Anyway, I understand Prong Paw have been really busy. Nick, tell us all about the band.
Yeah, we just got signed to a label out of Tennessee here in the United States called Twisted Hillbilly. And we're getting ready to cut our first full-length CD. We're pretty excited. We've been around for like 10 years now. We haven't really did a full-length CD, so we're pretty excited about that.
Sounds like things are finally paying off for Prong Paw. Have you had the same lineup for the last 10 years then?
No, hell no.
So what is it, a case of you guys starting this band at around about sort of 15, 16 years old? Because you don't look as if you're over 30 yet, forgive me for saying. So how has it evolved for you then?
Yeah, we were pretty young. We recorded a CD here in Michigan. I think it was 99. We did a demo with 4 songs on it, and then we recorded again. We recorded a couple times in Florida, once in 2006 and again in 2007. So.
And I'm guessing you've kept the same sound all the way through the life cycle of the band so far, and kept it pretty much true to its original thought.
Yeah, we're not, like, all our songs aren't really super heavy, but some of them are, and got some acoustic tracks. But
Oh, that's interesting, because I wouldn't have thought with the sound that you've got in your electrified stuff that an acoustic track or two would fit, the image to the sound profile. How do your fans, I mean, obviously, over the 10 years, you've picked up a lot of fans, and you go off and do your gigs. How do they take it when you're playing the acoustic tracks live?
Oh, we don't really play acoustic numbers live, I guess, but some of them we do, but yeah, they like them. I think some of them like them a little bit more than some of the straightforward heavy stuff, but I don't know, I guess I never really paid attention to that too much. We've always just pretty much wrote songs that we've liked and we want to play, but if they like them, they like them. If they don't, they don't, you know.
Looking back, you were growing up in the grunge era, and you must have started the band towards the end of that movement. Was that then an influence on the way you sound and you heavied up the grunge sound? Or did you just go into it saying, well, screw it, we just want to play good old-fashioned heavy metal, hard, fast, and loud? Was that the case for you guys when you got the band going? Or did you go into it with a little bit more thought and maybe put in a whole raft of influences to try and get the right sound for you and to attract that other audience that maybe wouldn't have taken much notice of the heavy stuff?
I think when the grunge thing came around, I don't think it influenced anybody too much in the band. I guess it kind of did. I mean, I listened to Alice in Chains a lot. That was kind of part of that whole grunge thing. But I think it was just another part of music just to come along, you know. I've been influenced by lots of different things. I like Cannibal Corpse a lot. I was influenced by them, and Acid Bath and Metallica and Guns N' Roses and things like that. And
a mix of thrash and what we would these days class as the real classics then.
Yeah, and I really like Led Zeppelin a lot, but there's a lot of different things, you know. I'm really into Igor Stravinsky, which is a great composer that I really like, a classical composer, but I listen to a lot of different things. With
all these influences, it must be so easy for you to pick a support band if you're doing a headline gig or to play alongside someone else. What do you reckon?
We're that band that you play with that we're either too heavy for the bands that we're playing with or we're too light, and we just don't care. We'll just play the acoustic numbers. We'll usually try to play them, you know, either way, you know.
Are your acoustic tracks easy to heavy up then?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Some of them are lighter, but they come into a heavy parts here and there, and so, you know, I think that it's just a good mix.
You mentioned a little bit earlier on that you listened to Stravinsky for a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of influence. Who else are you listening to at the moment, be it in the world of rock and heavy metal, be it in the top 40, be it whatever? What else is coming across your consciousness to put your music in a certain way?
I haven't really been listening to too much music of other people lately, I guess, because we've been working on some of these songs and things lately.
Agent of Change, Six Prong Paw, and we are back chatting with Nick from the band. You're at the stage now of writing songs for your full-length CD, which hopefully will be out towards the end of 2011. How does that songwriting process work for the band then, work for Six Prong Paw? Is there one person solely responsible for the sound, or do you all get together in a room and just schmoz it all out?
It's a pretty collaborative experience in some ways, on some songs, you know. In some songs, like, I'll write the whole thing, and then I'll record it at home and show it to the guys, and, you know, and I'll tell them, you know, if you guys want to change anything, you know, I'm up for change. You know, sometimes they won't, sometimes they will.
Do you find yourself humming away and all of a sudden a song will come into your head, or some new lyrics or whatever you're riding the bus to work? Because you work in a regular job as well, obviously, to pay the bills while the music thing kicks off for you. Is it a case that you get inspiration from just riding along somewhere in the car or on the bus, and you need to have your pen and paper?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what's good about technology, too. You've got the phones now, the little voice recorders. You can just record on them or something like that, and you'll have it later.
And how was recording in Florida? Because I'm guessing it's quite a lot warmer than where you are right now in Michigan.
Yeah, definitely. It's about 1,000 miles south of us. We were kind of frustrated with some of the studios that were up here, and finding someone that could do a good job. And we just kind of came across a fellow named Jason Sukoff down in Florida, who's recorded like Trivium and a few other bands, and we kind of hooked up with him through a band that was recording down there that was also from Michigan. And we sent him some tracks, and he was open to recording with us, so we recorded down there with him for a couple weeks. We just did, like, I think the first CD we did 5 tracks with him. We went back and did another 6.
No, it's a real hardship when you have to go back and do another CD down in the sunshine, isn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
But aside from the recording, you're always busy with live shows and gigs and getting out and about and seeing the people that you've built up as a following.
Yeah, we got a great big show coming up end of August 20th, and Kitty and Mushroom Head's going to be playing there with us. It's a big 3-day festival. It's going to be huge. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully
you'll get most of your fans turning out to see that, and then picking up new people along the way, of course, because it's going to be such a big event. You'll be in front of yet another bigger crowd who have never heard or will have barely heard of Six Prong Paw, and you can take them along to future shows. It's always nice to have new people joining the band of followers you've already got, yeah?
It's cool to see new people, you know.
And the bigger and more appreciative your crowd, surely in America, it helps you get onto national and international tours, yeah?
Not really. You gotta really now. It's if you want to play with a national act or that's coming through, they're gonna give you a handful of tickets, and you basically have to sell these tickets and bring your crowd in. That's basically how it works now around here. If you want to play for a national act, here's your 100 tickets. Go out there and sell them. It's not like it used to be where people were just like, okay, there's a national act coming in here, and they already know they're going to have a bunch of people there, and they're going to make a bunch of money, and they're going to say, we're going to give you a break. Get up there and show them what you can do. It ain't like that anymore, which is too bad.
So who do you think is to blame for that then? Is it greedy promoters? Is it record companies? Is it the bands, the big bands themselves? Because we're always seeing the same old faces out there, plugging the same old stuff. Where are you going to get your breaks for, a pretty undiscovered band, at least to my mind? Where are you going to get your breaks from?
I don't know. I think it's money, man. I think everybody's just so concerned with making as much money as they can possibly make that they just don't give a shit about other people anymore,
Well, money doesn't always buy you happiness, and the U.S. Federal Reserve is about to crash the U.S. dollar, I reckon. Something big is going to happen. And when it does, it's going to render the world's reserve currency pretty much worthless.
Right, exactly.
And I do suggest to people to go and check out Six Prong Paw on the internet, because they've been around for 10 years, and they're going to be around for many, many more to come.
Yeah, very much so.
I reckon so too. But for now, thank you, Nick Williams of Six Prong Paw, for coming on to The Rock Show. Hope you get all of the success you deserve with the new album coming out a little bit later this year. I've got my fingers crossed for that. Can't wait to hear it. And also that you get onto a local show of a national or international touring artist. I mean, Ozzy's on the road, Judas Priest are on the road, everybody's on the road, but they all seem to be at your end of the world. So jolly good luck, and I hope you get onto something major and get the breaks you so deserve. Nick, thanks very much for being on The Rock Show.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Nick Williams of Six Prong Paw. Here they are right now with a track called Parlor Trick.